Take it from me, dating is complicated. Before you blame Cupid, apps, social media, or unrealistic expectations and reach for the ice cream, we're kicking off a new series, Dating I Do's and Don'ts. Get ready to take notes. It all starts with the first date, and to make it happen, it's all about conversation and conversation starters. So, dating coach and certified matchmaker Katy Clark is here to help. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me again.
Of course. So glad you could come back. So, I think we can agree that the goal is always to get the second date, of course. Otherwise, why are you going on the date in the first place?
Right.
So, what are the do's before going on that date?
So the biggest one is that you do the pre-text. You do the check-in. So you definitely want to send the text. And guys, this is mostly for you. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. If there's anything you need, let me know. But ladies, sometimes they don't do this. So I would suggest, ladies, you send them a text. Hey, are we still good for tomorrow? What's the plan? Yeah. It's really important that you have confidence in going into the date.
Okay, so this is a big thing. We get to the date, and there's always the thing of like physical touch. Do we handshake? Do we hug? How do we greet each other? Is it a side hug? How do we greet each other?
I love a good hug. Hopefully you vetted this person well and you're excited to meet them. So it is kind of awkward, but if a guy says something like, I'm a hugger, are you good with that? And he hugs her right when she comes in, it kind of brings her defenses down. Okay. It's a good way to start.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so what are some other do's during the date?
So it's really important that you give compliments early and specific to what she's wearing. It's always safe to kind of give, a compliment on her heels or her shoes, and notice that she loves the details. Number 2, let the woman order the water, because if he goes and orders tap water, but she wanted sparkling, he's gonna look like a cheapo, right? And then it's really important that they have fun and they're focused on each other.
There you go. That's a really good tip. So what can maybe I do as a woman besides order the woman? Order the water.
I think the biggest thing for some of the don'ts is a lot of women kind of overtalk, overshare, so be careful not to do that. And then a lot of women have been spending too much time in the bathroom because they're not checking their phones and it's buzzing during the meal, and they're in the bathroom for way too long because they're probably checking their phone.
There you go. Or taking pictures if you're me. Okay, this is a big one. Everyone talks about this. Who is pulling out their wallet when the bill comes?
Well, I have a strong sense that it should be the man, but let me just explain it this way. No woman ever complained to her girlfriends that the man paid for the date.
I know that's right, okay? Right? And especially if you invited me. How you gonna invite me and then expect me to pick up the bill?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So, the top do's after the date, what do we do from there?
So even at the very end of the date, guys, you go in for the hug again, or a little forehead kiss is so sweet.
Okay,
so very sweet, right? I'm helping them out here. I think it's really important too that you drop a hint. Ladies, this might be for you. Say something like, what a great first date. I would totally do a second.
Oh, okay.
Make it clear to the gentleman. And then always, no matter how the date goes, ask them to send a text when they get home. So gentlemen, be the gentleman. And no matter what, and ladies, do it. I've had a lot of guys say, oh, she never sent me the text.
Yeah. And I think what you said is so important, being clear about where you stand, what you thought of the date, because I think sometimes we play a lot of games where we beat around the bush, we hope that someone reads our mind, when we just don't work like that, man or woman. And so being clear about where you stand and where you are is so important. I like that tip. Okay, so what are some of the biggest don'ts during a date?
Okay, so don't overtalk, over-explain, overly negative, over-interview somebody. We've talked about that. Don't be in the bathroom, and just don't be boring. Yeah, be excited, be fun, be present, and be available to get to know somebody.
Okay, so let's talk about some conversation starters. You've got some great questions. The first one is, what is your passion or your hobby? Why do you think that's a good question?
You should see somebody light up when they talk about this. I don't care if it's cooking the best chocolate chip cookie in the world to running a nonprofit. Like, you want to see that they have outside interests aside from their career and their family, maybe.
And then you have to see if they maybe line up with yours. There you go. You could find something in common.
Or could be a win because it's something you're interested in as well.
Right. Okay, so your second question is, what is your favorite way or favorite thing to do or favorite place to vacation? Is that right?
Correct. Are you going to have like vacation parallels here? Like, if you're a winter girl and you love to snow ski, but he loves to be in the Bahamas, either, I'm not a skier, so I don't want to break my knees, and so I'm all about the bikini.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's important that someone kind of aligns with that, but maybe they're an adventurer, maybe they're more into the city life. It really opens up kind of their idea of understanding, again, like, how does this person do life?
Maybe I could compromise, though. Maybe I could be in the bikini in the hot tub while he skis.
There we go. With the champagne. We got it.
With the champagne. No, that's right. Okay, your third question is, tell me about your mom. So talk about your family a little bit.
Right. How sweet is that question? I think it really gives some insight to how he grew up, how she grew up, the connections that they have now, and how they're going to value you as an asset in their portfolio of relationships.
Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of veering off a little bit, but I have a question. So if you kind of want a first date with a person maybe that you're talking to, but it hasn't happened yet, should you, as a woman, should you wait for the man, or what do you think? Do you think there's boundaries on that?
No, I think you should drop the hanky. You need to be directive with men. I have a whole podcast on this because, again, men do not read minds. So it's important that you say something fun, just like, gosh, you are really fun to be with. I would totally go out on a first date with you.
Okay.
And do you see how specific I was?
Yeah.
Sometimes men need total clarity for them to go, oh, she does.
Katy knows what she's talking about. That was that was a question from me. Okay, so your fourth question is, what do you fear? Which I think is an awesome question.
People talk about not seeing vulnerability in someone across the table on a first date, and this would be somewhere where you could start to see the walls breaking down and them sharing from their deep heart. Just make sure that you're responding and letting them talk and not really interrupting so much. Just do the, wow, I can understand that. This is a really great opportunity for men to show their EQ.
There you go.
On that first date.
There you go. Put your listening ears on.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. We have so many great tips. Where can people find you?
Find me at datingwithkaty.com, and that's Katy.
Perfect. All right. Well, Katy, thank you so much.
Always.